I want to have a moment of silence for the victims of the shootings in Atlanta this past week. Dao Fung, Hyunjun Grant, Soon Chun Kim, Paul Andre Michaels, Soon Chung Park, Xiao Jia Tan, Delana Ashley Yuan, and Yong Yue. A moment of silence.
They don't want us to unite. We come from different tribes and nations so that we may recognize each other, not despise one another. We may be diverse, but not divided.
Stop Asian hate! Stop Asian hate!
My name is Coffee. I'm the founder of Running the Protest.
Stop Asian hate!
We take one Sunday, the third Sunday of every month, to protest against the different things that are actually happening. And today is Black and Asian solidarity.
Stop Asian hate! Stop Asian hate!
We've been noticing that a lot of people have been using these tragedies to divide the people, and we want to make sure that we bring the people together, and we use this as an opportunity to understand each other and not get caught up in the distractions that are out there.
And it's going to be a difficult conversation. Look, in order to become comfortable, you got to get rid of the discomfortable part first. Everybody can't be on the same playing field, and we understand that. So right now, today, we're going to try our best to make sure that we can come to one understanding, and that's respect.
This is what community looks like!
Show me what community looks like.
This is what community looks like!
I'm here for my parents who aren't here, and I'm here for... Why am I getting emotional? I'm here for all the people who can't be here because their lives were taken, and I'm here to say enough is enough.
It's important for me, if there are lines in the sand, to make a point of where I stand. You know what I mean? So being here, that's what it is for me, is the point of being clear about where I stand. It's a statement.
This is my face, Asian face, and I'm proud of it.
For so many of us here, I think this feeling of like, this should be a given, you know? And like, this is dope, but it feels like a given. So like, why is it not a given? Why is it like for many other people, maybe in the city, many other people around the world, why is it zero sum? We've all been conditioned to believe that's how this works. We've all been conditioned to believe the problem is someone else. And if it's good for them, it's bad for us. And it's in the blood, it's in the bones. It's an unlearning, it's a unprocessing.
We come together as a community today in fear, in anguish, in outrage, in terror, but more importantly, in support of one another.
Years and years of assimilation and white adjacency within the Asian community have driven those divides between our two communities deeper, right? With the advent and the start of the model minority myth, pitting communities of colors against each other, identifying and placing values on a good minority and a bad minority. That sort of started the rift, but it's on us as Asian Americans to not be complicit in the trappings of white supremacy.
The history between the Black and Asian communities is complicated, and it's definitely a bit uncomfortable when you think about things like the LA riots and the Black and Korean communities and the Black and Chinese communities. It's definitely a complicated history that we have, but I feel like with conversation and with events like this, it's so nice to see communities coming together in solidarity.
And we have to understand that any progress that we have towards defeating Asian hate is inextricably tied to the progress of our Black and brown brothers and sisters. We cannot separate the two.
We have to address our own anti-Blackness within our community and understand that now, as we stand here organizing and demanding justice for Asian people, we should have been demanding justice for Black and brown lives, because that is tied into our progress. It really is a conversation about the history of our common struggles, but also a day of reckoning for us to address some privilege on our end.
So you showing up here, you better continue to come show up. not just to end Asian hate, but to end black hate. That's the way we move forward.
We just have to learn how to share the land that we actually walk on the exact same way and hope that we can all come to common terms and on common ground and be as one.
When more people come together, it makes you feel like, you know what, I'm not alone. It makes people feel hopeful, and it makes people feel empowered that we can actually create those ripples, that create those waves, to create the change that we want to see, and make these systems of white supremacy and racism come crashing down. We all have roles to play in creating the change that we want to see in the world. So we hope that people understand the importance of community and they continue to keep the conversation going.